So something I've been investing a lot of my time into lately is learning raids and getting a little bit more proficient at this. Learning the bosses, which I haven't been able to put too much time into all of the bosses. The groups that I'm rolling with do this thing called scouting, which they go into the raid and basically either look at the map or use the OSBuddy OpenGL setting and try to see as much of the raid as they can so they can figure out if it's the right set of bosses that they want to be able to do it efficiently. But so I'm doing mainly the same raids over and over, which basically span from Mutadial to the shamans to the tightrope stuff. But I'm not really hitting too many of the bosses. Just a lot of the easier stuff on the raids so far. And sorry about this clip; it kind of messed up a little bit, but. I've been doing raids enough, and I've finally gotten myself a Torn Prayer Scroll, which is my first kind of significant loot on number 5. It's not really that important, but it does unlock the Preserve Prayer, and it's my first big takeaway, or semi-big takeaway from raids, I guess. I know it's pretty easy to get, but I was kind of excited about it just because I finally got Preserve. I finally got something to show from raids other than just the supplementary loot, which, by the way, the supplementary loot is really damn good. I don't know if you saw, but I got over 100 emeralds from that one raid and about 30 diamonds. Now I think that adds up to somewhere around 360 diamond bolts that I'm going to be able to make out of that. But the emeralds, the sapphires, those types of things are really going to help out when I get around to Zora, because I'm not going to have to sit at the gem shops and hop worlds over and over and over trying to buy uncut emeralds, sapphires, or cut ones or whatever, and only getting a couple per world. So doing raids, in just a few runs, I've gotten a ton of gems, a ton of ore. It really adds up quickly, and it's kind of impressive how much you actually get from it. And I think that's only going to go up as my points go up. So as I improve my gear, as I get my stats a little bit better, and as I basically just learn the raids better and learn where to stand, when to attack, certain things, which I'm, shaky at right now, but I'm slowly starting to improve and trying to take note of what my teammates are doing and kind of learn from them, since they've been doing this for hundreds of kills already. Some of the guys I've run with have already done thousands of kills, or 1,000 kills rather. But anyways, as I get better at this, my points are going to go up, and if my points are higher in proportion to the total points, I think I have a better chance of getting a significant item if one drops. I believe it's based on the percentage of your points versus total. And I get better loot. I get more of whatever I was going to get from that raid. So if I was going to get, emeralds and I have 10,000 points, I might get 50 emeralds. But if I have 20,000 points, shit, I might get 300 emeralds. I don't know exactly how it works. I think Fauxcus worked it out one time. I'd have to look back at that and figure out what that was. But he worked it out some interesting way to where I think the total value of what you get if you price check it is a certain times, 15 times or something, your total points. So if I had 17,000 points, let me pull up a calculator. If I had 17,000 points and I price checked it, and it, if it was 15 times, it would come up to 225k total value, or 255k rather, total value. So I think Fauxcus worked it out one time like that. I don't know if it was actually legit, if that's exactly how it's calculated, but I remember that being pretty interesting that he called that on stream one time, and it ended up being right on point. Now, when it comes to significant loots at raids, so far I haven't gotten any myself, but there's a lot of things that could really benefit my account, which is a lot of the purpose of me doing raids right now. Now, the main thing I'm going for with these first raids that I'm doing, since I'm not too geared yet, is just the Dexterous and the Arcane Prayer Scroll, or just one or the other, because that could really direct my content from now on. Think of it this way. If I got the Rigor Prayer Scroll, the Dexterous Prayer Scroll, I could start getting into things like Ziliana. If I got the Arcane Prayer Scroll, well, that's really going to help me out as Zora, because Mage is going to be a lot of my damage. Especially if I'm having a tough time and I'm blocking the blue phase at Zora. I'm going to be doing primarily maging and not going to be ranging the blue phase too much because I don't want to get comboed out. So it could really affect how my future content goes if I could get one of those too. Now, the other things from raids that I want, I'm not really too fond of the Dragon Sword, the Dragon Claws, the Elder Maul, Dragon Throne Axes, Dragon Harpoon. I guess I don't really want that too much either, but I'd be okay with it. But anyways, oh, one sec. This clip right here, our CC leader ended up changing his CC settings to where no one could join, which kicked us all out. But anyways, the ones that I really want, the Din's Bulwark could be really interesting. I could actually take that if I, later on the account, I plan on doing KBD for a while. And if I'm doing those KBD runs and I brought an item like Din's Bulwark with me, well, that's a tanky ass shield. And if you've ever seen someone use that thing, they just do not get hit by PKers. It's insane the defense that thing gives. So that would be really nice. The Ancestral Robes obviously would be pretty damn amazing. I mean, it's just OP as hell. I think there's 2% mage offensive bonus on each one of those. The Twisted Bow, obviously the pinnacle of what everyone wants at raids. By the way, this is my first loot that I've seen myself, the Arcane Prayer Scroll. Unfortunately, I didn't get it, and the guy that got it had about the same amount of points as me, but that's alright. But anyways, the Dragon Hunter crossbow would be cool. I'd actually probably camp out a Visage if I got one of those. The Code Insignia would be pretty damn legit, but I'd have to get the Master one, which I'd gladly get. And the Twisted Buckler is basically just, how I see it, a better alternative to the Odium Ward, which I can't go for because I can't do things like the Chaos Fanatic or Scorpia. I could probably manage to get the stuff off of Crazy Archaeologist, but it's just not worth it. And then on raid number 13, I ended up getting an Ancient Tablet. And this is the thing that you use. You combine it with a Xerix Talisman, and it enables you to teleport basically directly to raids. So now I don't have to make the run from the Xerix Lookout or whatever it is. I'm running from the Shazian area to get out here right now, and then using the quick travel guy. But if I just combine this with my talisman, I can teleport right here, so it's just going to save me a little bit of hassle in the future. But basically, there's just a ton of stuff from raids that, you know, could really, really benefit my account, really bump it up just, you know, to a much higher level than it is now, or it's going to be with just God Wars Dungeon Loot or something like that. I'm just really hoping that I stay away from some of the less appealing loot, like the Dragon Sword, like the Dragon Harpoon, the Dragon Throne Axes, the things that just aren't going to help me out too much. I can hope for that. Is it going to work? I'm not sure. But in the meantime, I'm really just going to continue to bank off of these regular loots because they're pretty much enough to keep me going and keep me happy with raids, even if I don't get something significant. So after 16 raids and seeing a couple loots, the Arcane Prayer Scroll and the Dragon Sword, I decided to finish up the Fally Hard Diaries, and I had to boost for this, but I was able to complete it, and I decided to grab a Crystal Halberd from the Western Hard Diary that I completed the other day, and take it to Giant Mole and do some 1 HP DHAROKING. Since I've got all the Barrows items, I decided I wanted to start putting some of these to use and try to have a little bit of fun with these. Which, by the way, if you're going to use crystal equipment, make sure you imbue it at Nightmare Zone. It's only 2,000 points per charge, so 20,000 total for the whole thing. And as it degrades, it makes it act as if it's a fully charged one, which is when the stats are best on it. But anyways, I decided to do some 1 HP Mole. And this is something that really, really puts me on edge. Like, I might have a heart attack on my hardcore account if I keep doing 1 HP stuff like this. Because even if I, remember to keep my prey up the whole time I'm at Mole and teleport out and I'm running back to the Giant Mole lair, what if I misclick on like the ranging guard that's in Fally Square, and he ends up just shooting me from a distance for 1 damage to kill my hardcore Ironman? That would just absolutely suck. So, I'm really nervous the whole time that I'm doing these kills, but I've started to get used to this. I was doing Giant Mole before, and since I have the Fally Hard Diary done now, I've got the shield to locate Mole, so it makes it a lot quicker for me. I've got this flashing arrow over Mole at all times, and if he digs, it puts a flashing arrow on the minimap where he is, so I can easily find him, go straight to him. So I'm not using the graceful method that I was using before. Now I'm just using the Darok, and I'm killing him almost every time before I have to run out of run energy and drink super energy pots. But it's been a roller coaster of emotions, really. Staying at 1 HP and just hoping that I remember to put my prey back on before I attack him again. And in a lot of occasions, if he doesn't run too far, I keep my prey melee up the entire kill because I feel like it's just worth it. It's just an insurance policy, basically. But basically, my route is I kill the Mole, I telly to my house with runes rather than house tabs in my rune pouch to keep it only 1 inventory spot. Drink from my pool, which restores my run energy. Does not restore my boosted stats down to normal like the Clan Wars portal does, but it also restores my prayer. Now, because I don't have the highest pull, it doesn't restore my HP, which is actually perfect for Giant Mole, because then I don't have to guzzle down when I run back. So with this method, I actually want to knock out Mole before I upgrade my pool, or at least get the pet before I upgrade my pool, because I don't want to guzzle back down every single time I run back in here. It saves a lot of supplies. I don't have to use prey pots as often. I only use them if I get really, really low on my prayer. But I wanted to show you guys something real quick, which was a clip from my stream, and it's of my adventures at Giant Mole. The fuck is wrong with people, man? Now that's exactly what I've been worried about, that exact scenario. I got distracted by some guy that decided to crash me, and I wasn't watching my prayer, and I ended up letting it drop, and luckily I had really good reaction time, enough to step back and teleport before the giant mole could get the next hit in, which when I stepped back, he was safe spotted. But after that happened, I just decided to call it a day at mole, cash in my seeds, and just try it again another day, because I couldn't focus after that. So after mole, I decided to get back to Slayer, and I got something freaking beautiful at the end of my second Black Demon task on the account. I got my first zenite shard, which is worth a lot more than I thought it was. I thought it was about 7 or 8 mil, but it's 11.1, which is not only going to boost my bank value, but now I have to work on the crafting grind so I can get a Ring of Suffering. That's the first thing I want to make. Now from all the Barrows chests I did, I have 112k Chaos Runes saved up. So if I get just a few more, I should be able to afford 4 Onyxes pretty soon. So that's going to be a Ring of Suffering, an Fury Ami, and then I can make, have a couple to the side for the next couple of Zenite shards I get. And just as a little bonus, I got a missed battle staff today, which on number 112 superiors, that's my first superior loot. Still working for the imbued heart. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Take it easy.